Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Bariatric Living 101. I'm Lisa, and today we are going to just talk. And so I have my iced coffee. So if you just want to sit and chat with me for a little bit, grab yourself some coffee and we're going to chat. We're going to talk about the difference between bariatric myths that I've heard versus reality. And answer some rapid fire questions maybe. So I'm not sure how rapid fire I'm going to be because I have to explain some things. But plus, I am going to put a disclaimer out there. Anything I say in this video is my journey and my journey only. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I am not in the medical field whatsoever. So I cannot speak to any of this medically. But I can speak to my personal journey. So that's what this video is. So just letting you know, I'm putting it out there. So I do have I have my myths and questions written down. So I'm going to have that in front of me here. So one of the myths is I've heard it out there saying, you'll never be hungry again. And actually, and I will tell you, at the beginning of my journey, I was told that I would probably never feel hunger again. Because they do, when you have whether it's the sleeve, bypass, whatever it is, they do remove that hunger hormone as a adrenaline, something like that. They remove that during your surgery. And so yeah, initially you will not feel hungry. You won't feel, your stomach won't growl or anything like that initially. Now, I am 8 years past, let's see, I had my sleeve gastrectomy back in 2018. So yeah, 8 years next month will be 8 years for me. And plus I've had revision since then also. But I will tell you that after several years after my initial surgery, my initial sleeve surgery, I did actually start feeling hunger again. And my stomach will growl every now and then. Now it doesn't growl like it used to, but it does growl. If I get real hungry, like I haven't eaten in hours and hours, like sometimes I'll get busy and I'll forget to eat sometimes. And if I do that, then I will hear my stomach growl. I will feel it and I will hear it. So you will, at least I did feel hunger again. I know when my body is hungry. And every now and then I will hear my stomach growl. So that, in my opinion, is a myth. So a question I have written down is it normal to feel hungry years post-op? Yes. So yes, like I said, you will feel hungry. If you eat if you're a person that just grazes and snacks all day, you might not feel hungry. But if you're somebody that eats an actual meal, like for breakfast, lunch, supper, like I do, and if you forget one of those meals, yes, you will feel hungry and your stomach will growl. At least mine does. So another myth is regain means you failed. No, you did not fail. Regain can happen for a number of reasons. They tell you when you have surgery to journal. I've never been a big journaler. I do have an app called Bariatric that I keep track of my weight on. I used to keep track of my food. I probably still should. Because if you do keep track, if you journal your food, and if you're journaling, if you're journaling your food, you can, and you do start to regain, you can go back through your journal and see what you were eating. So maybe if you could figure out what's causing your weight gain, then you can eliminate it or readjust it somehow. Um, Sometimes, like I did have a regain. I regained 50 pounds after my initial sleeve surgery. And so, yeah. And my issues was I wasn't taking care of myself because I was taking care of my elderly father who had Alzheimer's. And so I was taking care of him a whole 100%, not myself at all. And I was eating slider food, what they call slider foods, chips, high calorie crap that doesn't fill you up, basically, is what a slider food is. So I was eating that kind of stuff, comfort food. I'm an emotional eater, so yeah. And so plus I was like a few years past menopause. So my doctor actually thought it was a hormonal issue with me. So he was more than willing to do the revision surgery. I'm not saying everybody needs to go and have revision surgery if you've regained weight. You can just reevaluate what you're eating and take it from there. If you feel like you need to have a revision surgery, go for it. I have done it and I'm very happy because I did re-lose that 50 pounds plus more. I have now lost a total of 159 pounds. Regain does not mean you failed. It just means you're learning. It means to be consistent. Don't try to strive for perfection, but just be consistent, and you will re-lose if you reevaluate and stay consistent. One of the questions I have is, what do you do when the scale won't move? That's a hard one, even for me, because I don't like it when the scale doesn't move. So especially at the beginning of my journey, the scale was moving a lot then. So when you get to the point where I've gotten now, where I've lost the majority of my weight, and now I only have like what, the last 20 pounds to go or so, yeah, it moves a lot slower. And I will go a month being at the same weight sometimes. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it will start dropping a few pounds again, just like the other day. I mean, I had been stuck at 176, 177 for about a month. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 175, 174, 173. So, yeah. So I'm pretty happy right now because now I'm down to 173. And so, yeah, I'm about out of the 170s. So be patient with yourself. Just be patient. If the scale won't move, do what you know to do, for one, as far as how you're supposed to eat. Watch your calories. When we have had surgery like this, I've discovered it's not so much, you got to get your protein in, obviously. You need to probably stay away from sugar as much as possible. You need to stay away from simple carbs as much as possible. And the scale should move. But I just lost my train of thought. But so just be patient. The scale isn't everything either. Okay, the scale you have non-scale victories all the time. At least I do. I mean, I have. You watch how you're shrinking out of your clothes. Um, that's a good thing. Um, I'm able now to bend over and tie my shoes easily. I'm able to sit in any seat that I want to sit in. I'm able to shop at any store I want to shop at for clothes. I've been shopping off of Amazon without even trying things on, and they happen to fit. Um, I mean, stuff like that. Those are non-scale victories, and those mean a lot. To me, those mean more to me right now than even the scale moving. Because I've lost enough now to where I'm happy. I mean, if I don't lose another pound, I will still be very happy. I mean, do I want to lose more? Yes. I do want to lose about another 20 pounds, but maybe a little bit more. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I see that I am still losing because I just all of a sudden just the other day started dropping weight again. So it does happen. So, um, so yeah, just be patient. A myth: you can't eat carbs ever again. Yeah, that's not true. um, should you eat carbs? When you get to your maintenance, when you're in your losing phase, your high losing phase, I suggest you don't eat carbs. Not very many. Stay like 30 grams or less, 20 grams or less of carbs when you're in your losing phase. When you get to your maintenance phase, you can put carbs back into your diet. Now, sometimes I've noticed with me, not everything agrees with my stomach or my intestines. And so, like yeasted bread. My husband and I went to an Italian restaurant yesterday. Was it yesterday? No. Day before yesterday. Today's Friday. Okay. My husband and I went to an Italian restaurant a couple days ago, and I decided to eat a breadstick that's made out of yeasted bread. Really soft, pillowy breadstick. And we had some pizza. I had one slice of pizza, which again, the dough is yeasted bread. And I will tell you, I hadn't had that in quite a while actually. And I will tell you, by that late afternoon to evening, my stomach and my intestines hurt so bad. I was in so much pain that I was like, I will not do that again. I'm just not going to put myself through that. It's not worth it. So, and then by yesterday morning, my body was rejecting all of it. I mean, it just wasn't pleasant. I was sick. And so, yeah. And so, yeah, there's just some things you need to pick and choose. And choose your battles, basically. You know, is it worth putting your stomach through turmoil, or is it worth just being happy and eating what you know you're supposed to be able to eat? I mean, I do eat potatoes, but now I eat more sweet potatoes than I do white potatoes. I do eat my zero net carb tortillas every now and then for lunch. Those don't seem to hurt me. Fruit, like bananas, they're higher in sugar, so I guess they're classified as a carb. I do eat those. I do eat, well, beans. They're a protein, but they're also a carb. So yeah, I eat those, but I don't eat it all the time, and it's not like an everyday thing. So, and then, so yeah, you can eat these things, just don't eat them every day, and only eat what will agree with you. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. So, how do I handle cravings? I get creative. So I know if you've watched all my videos on my channel, you probably have heard me say that I am a pastry chef. I do have a degree in that. So I have been known to get quite creative with my recipes, or just create something out of the blue, something you won't typically put together. Um, for instance, I have been buying some the rice cakes. They're very low in carbs. They're very almost zero sugar. Um, Very low in calories. That's what I was going to say earlier. Calories. You need to watch your calorie intake. That's what I've discovered as far as when we were talking about the scale won't move. Um, Sorry. I just remembered. Remember, I got off track. I just remembered what it was. So, yes, calories. You're eating your protein and everything, but you need to watch your calorie intake, because if you're eating like over 1,000 calories or over 1,200 calories, but you're not burning it off, if you're sedentary or you're not working out at the gym or whatever, you're eating too much and too much calories. You need to stay at a certain calorie level, which I don't know what that would be for you. I'm not even sure what it is for me. But I do know that calories is very, very important. So if you want the scale to move, I suggest you watch your calories. Um, so back to what I was saying though, how do I handle my cravings? Like I said, I get creative, and so I try to find things that are pretty much sugar free. Like I will make things if I have to. Okay, I was saying the rice cakes. So what I'll do with the rice cakes, sometimes I buy the caramel one or a chocolate one, and then I will spread a little bit of the natural peanut butter on it. Just a small, like a thin layer of peanut butter, and then I will slice a banana a little all over the top of it, and then I will drizzle a little bit of honey on top. That is actually really good. So if you haven't tried that, you should try it. It's really good. If I have a sweet craving, like sometimes I crave ice cream a lot because it's creamy, it's cold. Although the winter time I don't crave it nearly as much as I do in the summertime. And guess what? It's snowing again today. So anyway, so if I like cold creamy things though, as far as like ice cream. So I like, so that's why I like my yogurt. I like yogurt because it's creamy, it's cold. I can add things to it. I've been known to add peanut butter to it. And that's why I add Cool Whip to it, because Cool Whip and yogurt, I mix it up and it will be more like a mousse, like kind of moussey texture. And then you can add things. You can add fruit. You can add. I've been known to make a sugar-free blueberry compote, and I'll add that to my yogurt, and so I can make like, and some I'll add, like sugar-free pudding mixes to my yogurts, so that thickens it up. And so yeah, the pudding mix will thicken it up. Then you add your Cool Whip, and it makes it fluffier. And you can add your blueberry compote that's sugar-free, and because I use Jordan Skinny syrups usually when it comes to that kind of stuff, and Splenda. And so yeah, so anytime, and that is such a good combination, by the way. And so anytime I have a craving for something, I'll just get creative, or I'll go online and I might find a TikTok video or something on something that sounds good, and um, and I will create a sugar-free version of it. So that's what I do. So anyway, another myth: protein has to be boring. No, protein can be quite flavorful. Actually, I tend to use butter or bacon. I don't use, with my proteins. I don't really. I'll use bacon grease when it comes to my eggs, but as far as like chicken or beef, steaks. I use butter. And or chicken, I do buy a rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club. It's only $4.98, and they're really big and they're really good. You can make chicken salad, make a salad with chicken on it with all your fixings and stuff that you want on it. You can make actual chicken salad, like the kind that has mayonnaise base. You can add chicken to just about anything. You can make like a chicken broccoli Alfredo, you know. Um, Butter and seasonings, salt, pepper, seasonings. That will get your flavors, and your protein does not have to be boring. And you can mix it with things, make a vegetable, roast some vegetables in the oven with, and add your protein to it. I mean, just get creative. A question: what's one habit you never skip? Well, I know one. I don't skip my coffee. um, Coffee has become a habit, yes, but I only drink 1 cup a day, so it's not a bad habit. As far as anything else, what's one habit I never skip? Well, my vitamins. That's a given. You have to take your vitamins. Um, so that's a habit I cannot afford to skip because my blood work will show that I'm skipping it if I don't. And I will not feel well. So that's when I don't skip. But as far as anything else, afternoon snack. I have an afternoon snack almost every day, depending on what I'm doing. So I have my breakfast, then I don't eat again until lunch. But usually around 3:30 is I will actually feel, I don't know if I feel hunger or if I just feel a little snacky. So I'll just get a little something to snack on around 3 or 3:30, like a protein bar or something, or yogurt. And then I will have my supper around 6 or 7. And that's it. And then, but I did start working a part-time job a week ago, and so I've worked 2 days out of the week, only a few hours each day. But because I'm there, my schedule has kind of gotten a little thrown off lately, and so that's when I have been known to skip a whole meal while I'm there. So yeah, that's a thing. That might be how I'm losing weight already all of a sudden. So yeah, that's about 4 myths and 4 questions I had answered for you. And if you have any questions for me for like a part 2, any myths you've heard that I haven't, that you want me to address, drop it down in the comments below. And I would like for you guys to drop comments in, if you have questions, drop them in the comments so that I can do more of these videos. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. It will help. I'm at 48 subscribers right now, and I would love to get to 50 and then more, obviously, but I am aiming for that 50 at the moment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to do more of these. And so yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.